Hello, everybody. This is our weekly book discussion. I figured I'd do something a little bit different today. I am going to go over the book on our weekly uh, book discussion of 52 Book Challenge. This is book 17, and I'm just doing my finishing up my walk for the day, my steps, uh, and wanted to just share what my takeaways are from this book. So, the 80/20 Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. Now, this book is all about the 80/20 rule, which is a pretty old rule. It's based on a principle called Pareto principle, which is based on some Italian economist from the 1800s called Wilfredo Pareto. So he created this principle. Basically, economists, they study things and statistics and come up with these numbers and find patterns of things that happen, and then people take those principles and apply them to everything, really, so to be more efficient. So this rule, the 80/20 rule, it really applies to everything. It's like a fundamental law of cause and effect. And what Perry Marshall did here, he wrote a book on how it applies in sales and marketing. But because this applies to personal and business, it's not just sales and marketing. Everything that he says applies to everything, really. And because the rule, it really applies it for everything. And so, in short, what this rule means is that 80%, okay, this is 80/20, 80% of everything of is a result of 20% of something. Think about that. This is like a general thing. 80% of the causes, not a cause, 80% of the consequences or the results. Okay, 80%. So that's the majority of things that happen are a result of 20% of some cause. That's basically the Pareto principle, and how that applies to everything. As an example, if you look at as an example, here's an example like 80% or 20% of the top earners in the United States paid 80 to 90% of the federal taxes. That's one example of where you see the Pareto principle. And why this is important to know is because once you realize this and you accept it as a truth, because it is true, but once you see it, the pattern, you can apply it in any area in your life, and you stop doing things randomly or less randomly, or at least you have some type of pattern or idea because you're following this principle, and you stop focusing on things that don't really matter as much, because what you should be focusing on is the 20%, right? What happens in life is that, so many things that we do, we have all these results, but if we apply the principle, 80% of the results are a consequence of 20% of your efforts. So what you want to do, instead of focusing on the 80%, you focus on the 20%, and that's how you are more efficient with your time. So it's a little abstract, but if you think about it, it took me a while to actually sink in, but it's really impressive how that really works. So 80% of anything is a result of 20% of something. So the other amazing thing about this is that once you break down and you separate it and you get the 20%, you can apply the Pareto principle again to that 20%. So you break it down even further. So it's like an exponential thing, like the power 2, power 3. So from 80/20, you get the 20%. On that 20%, you apply 80/20 again, and you get another 20%. From that result, you apply the 80-20 again, and you get another 20%, and so forth. And that's how you kind of maximize whatever it is that you're applying this to. So that's pretty cool, I think. Like, think about it. Like, if you look at a tree, let's say a tree, right? That tree behind me, right? And you look at it as a whole, right? It's a tree. But if you go deeper into the tree and you focus on a branch, you're gonna see one branch. You can see that there's many branches, but you focus on one branch. And let's say you look closer to the branch, and you're gonna see maybe smaller branches. And you focus on one branch, and then you get further deeper, and you get to a twig, and you go further deeper, and you get to a leaf, and you look at the leaf deeper, and maybe you see the veins of the leaf. And if you want to go even deeper, you go into the microscopic level, right? So the deeper you go, that's how you can apply the 80-20 rule. Once you apply the 80-20 rule, you get the 20%, apply it again, and then you get the 20%, and so forth. So again, how does this apply to he has so many examples in the book that one example. Let me how this applies. Let me share with you an example. He talks about a story where I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but two people go into a bar and they were playing poker, and one of the guys in the bar, he had a shotgun under his coat, and he took out the shotgun and racked the shotgun. Racking the shotgun is that familiar sound, like a right? When they load it. It wasn't really loaded, but he did that sound. And he told the other person, look around, and whoever pays attention and looks around, like to hear what that sound is, that person, pay attention to that person. The people who do not, because those people know what that sound is, right? Those people know what the sound is. The other people who do not respond to it, those are the people that you may want to approach for whatever it is that you want to do, like in business or something, that whatever it is, because they don't understand, they don't know what that sound is or was. That's an example of racking the shotgun. And he spoke about that, or he talked about that in the book, because in business, and again, I say in business, but it's really life. But in business, you might have this illusion that you want to communicate something or sell something to everybody. But in reality, not everybody qualifies. Not everybody is your ideal prospect for whatever it is that you have. So what you should do is you need to rack the shotgun, meaning that you're going to send a message or something, right, where only the people who respond to it are the ones that you either, depending on what it is, either the one that respond or the one that don't respond, depending on what you're doing. But you have a clear distinction on who your ideal candidates are, or who are your better candidates, because you don't want to waste your time talking to people that are not your ideal candidates. That's where 80-20 rule comes into play. Instead of focusing on averages or randomness, you want to focus on the 20%. So that's a common mistake, right? That I've done, and it's kind of just natural instinct, right? But once you understand these principles and you apply it, I think it's pretty cool. So that's the 80-20 rule. It gets more in depth, but I just want to leave it like that. Don't set yourself up for failure by expecting large results on one thing. You don't want to focus on one thing. You want to focus on the top 20%, because that's what's going to generate your 80%. So if you're in business, one of the ways this applies is that 80% of your income is generated by 20% of your clients. Think about that. 80% of your income gets generated by 20% of your clients. And So you want to pay attention to those 20% that are probably the ones that are paying you more, right? And you want to get more of that. So you focus on those 20%, and that you apply the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule to that. So that's the gist of this book. I think it's very interesting. He gets into something else, many other things like a triangle. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I just wanted to just talk about that quickly. So anyway, that's the 80-20 sales and marketing by Perry Marshall. I hope you enjoy this review and my way of presenting it. Leave me a comments here. Uh, I'm gonna post this to YouTube, um, and if you want to watch it there or share it there, you can share it from the group. You can share it on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, that's all for today. I'll see you on the next one.